Here are 4 disturbing facts about the Jeffrey Epstein case. Some of them you might not have heard before. Maria Farmer, a visual artist and young woman, went to work for Jeffrey Epstein. She and her 15-year-old sister were assaulted by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She talks about her encounters with Donald Trump while working for Jeffrey Epstein.
The time that is most memorable to me is the time when he hit on me. Because I was in the office. It was one of the first times I started working for Donald Trump's a sleazebag. Okay.
Yes.
It was when I started working for Epstein, and it was 9 o'clock at night. And Jeffrey Epstein's office was totally empty. I told the New York Times this, but of course they don't tell the whole thing, right? Even though Mike Baker is amazing, but they would not allow him to tell the truth. Right. So basically, I go into this office. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I sit down. And a few minutes later, and I'm wearing running clothes. Okay, so it was really weird. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm wearing running clothes because I didn't have money, so I had to jog up there.
Right.
And so I've struggled, for so long. So I'm like up there in the office, seated, and I've got my, my running clothes on, so my legs are showing. And in walks this man that, when I reported him to the FBI, said that game show host Donald Trump, because I thought he was a game show host.
Yeah.
He's so cheesy, But anyway, so I said, I said hello to him. He walks in, and I just kind of acknowledged him like a head nod or something.
Yeah.
And he immediately starts. He's standing across the room from me, and I'm seated, and he's like, "Oh, Maria." No, he didn't. Sorry, I was just looking at something. He's standing across the room, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, gross." This guy's so gross. Anyway, he's just glaring at my legs, like, yum. I told my sister, I felt like I was his dinner or his lunch.
Yeah.
The way he was looking at me. So Epstein comes in. And by the way, I did not look good. I was like, I'm not exceptionally beautiful or anything like that. These are just gross people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like a normal person who went on a run, and I'm seated there. So he assumed I was there for him. And this is how I know. Epstein walks up to him and he goes, no, she's not here for you. And they were smirking, and Epstein whispered something. He goes, go in there. And so Trump at 9 o'clock at night goes in the other room.
Maria Farmer contends that both Ivana and Donald Trump were well aware of what Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were up to. In fact, she says Ivana was in the car when Ghislaine Maxwell solicited young women for Jeffrey Epstein.
She didn't bring them in the car. She would get their phone numbers.
Right.
But she would drive by schools.
Right. So
as they got out.
So would she?
Yeah.
And what's Ivana doing at this point? What are they?
Sitting in the car. And I'll never forget, because one day I was really weirded out by what had happened. I was really weirded out. So I'm sorry, my phone's beeping in. Just give it a second. But anyway, I got to go in a second. But I just wanted to tell you, I was weirded out when they were driving around with this. So Ghislaine shut me up, gave me one of those cheap bracelets Ivana was selling on QVC, and said, Ivana wants you to have this. And I threw it in the garbage.
In another bizarre twist, Donald Barr, Bill Barr's father, the former Attorney General for Donald Trump, wrote a sci-fi novel that depicted underage sex and teen sex slavery as parts of the novel. Donald Barr hired Jeffrey Epstein to teach at the exclusive Dalton private school for young women. Steve Bannon reportedly told Jeffrey Epstein that he was the only person who truly scared him during the first Trump campaign for president. Steve Bannon was, of course, the campaign chair for Donald Trump during his 2016 run. Steve Bannon, like Donald Trump, was very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Listen as Trump biographer Michael Wolff talks about the nature of Steve Bannon's good friendship with Jeffrey Epstein for several years, starting in 2017.
They were very close friends. Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon. They met in the fall of 2017. They bonded over their over the fact that each of them had this deep and confounding and confusing and mind-boggling relationship with Donald Trump, and they spent an enormous amount of time together, and came to really be close friends. So this is just another kind of mind-boggling dimension of this, that Steve Bannon has now become an Epstein conspiracy theory person.
This painting was done by Marie Farmer, and it is her testimony of what she suffered at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. You'll notice on the toadstool is an image of Donald Trump. Also of note is an Alan Dershowitz there by the tree near the middle with no pants on, admonishing the viewer to stay silent. The Republican Party, Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, the FBI, seems to want to keep this record hidden away from public view. I wonder if you care whether the Epstein files are released or not. I do. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want to see the Epstein files?